For ages, we've been told happiness is the ultimate quest. We chase it. We strive for it. Is it a destination? A prize? A constant state of euphoria? Yet, despite our relentless pursuit, true contentment often eludes us. It feels like a fleeting mirage, always just beyond our grasp. We are caught in a cycle of wanting, then getting, then wanting more. This endless chase leaves many of us feeling spiritually restless. It leads to a deep, nagging sense of being perpetually unsatisfied. We accumulate things, experiences, and accolades, but the void remains. Do you ever feel this way? Like you're running on a treadmill that never stops, never quite gets you where you think you're going. This is the modern dilemma, the paradox of our age. We've been taught to seek happiness as an external acquisition. We believe it's something we can find, buy, or achieve. But what if the very act of seeking happiness is the problem? What if it's the very thing that prevents us from experiencing joy? This profound idea comes from the insightful philosophy of Alan Watts. He challenged our conventional understanding of well-being. Watts proposed a radical shift in perspective, a truly liberating one. He suggested that the pursuit of happiness is a self-defeating endeavor. It's a goal that, by its very nature, pushes true contentment further away. He argued that this constant craving keeps us from living fully in the present. It prevents us from finding peace in the here and now. We are always looking to the next moment, the next achievement, the next feeling. But the present moment is all we ever truly have. This philosophy, deeply rooted in Eastern thought, offers a new path. It's a path not of striving, but of acceptance and understanding. It's about embracing life as it is, with all its inherent complexities. It's about letting go of the need for things to be different. We will explore this transformative concept together. We'll delve into how this endless craving affects our lives. We'll see how it creates this cycle of dissatisfaction. And most importantly, we will uncover how to break free. It's time to stop chasing happiness. It's time to find true joy. Not as a destination, but as a way of being. A way of living that is deeply rooted in the present. Are you ready to shift your perspective? To truly transform your understanding of contentment? Let's embark on this journey of discovery. Let's explore the profound wisdom of Alan Watts, and perhaps together we can unlock a deeper sense of peace. One that doesn't depend on external circumstances or fleeting feelings. This isn't about giving up on feeling good. It's about finding a more sustainable, profound way to live. A way that allows for joy to emerge naturally, without the constant, exhausting chase. Join me as we unravel this paradox. Let's find genuine serenity. So what is this endless craving we're talking about? It's the fundamental human tendency to constantly desire, to want things to be different from how they are right now. We're always looking for the next thing, the next experience, the next possession, the next feeling. This isn't just about material desires, though they're part of it. It's a deeper, more pervasive mental habit. It's the belief that our happiness resides somewhere else. It's always in the future or in some altered circumstance. Think about it. How often do you tell yourself, "I'll be happy when ... double quotes. I'll be content if only ... This is the pursuit of happiness as a self-defeating endeavor in action. We set up conditions for our own contentment. And these conditions are almost never met perfectly. Or if they are, the satisfaction is incredibly fleeting. You get that new car, that promotion, that relationship. For a moment, there's a thrill, a sense of achievement. But soon enough, the novelty wears off, doesn't it? And then what? The craving reemerges. The mind starts looking for the next thing to desire. This creates a cycle of desire and dissatisfaction. It's like being on a hamster wheel, running constantly, but never actually getting anywhere truly fulfilling. We are always in a state of becoming, never just being. Watts observed that this isn't just a personal struggle. It's deeply ingrained in Western culture, our very way of thinking. We're taught that happiness is a reward for effort, for striving. It's something to be earned, like a grade or a bonus. But this approach misses a crucial point about joy itself. Joy isn't something you can capture and hold on to. It's not a static state you can achieve and then keep. It's more like the weather, always changing, always flowing. The problem arises when we resist this natural flow, when we try to cling to the pleasant moments and push away the uncomfortable or unpleasant ones. This resistance, this clinging, this pushing away, that's the craving. It's the internal struggle against reality as it is. And this struggle, paradoxically, causes our suffering. It leaves us feeling spiritually restless, like there's always something missing, always something more. We become perpetually unsatisfied, no matter what we have, because the mind is always focused on what it doesn't have, or on what it could have if only circumstances were different. Do you recognize this pattern in your own life? This feeling of chasing something intangible, always moving, always striving, but never quite arriving. This isn't to say that goals are bad or that effort is wrong. It's about the attitude with which we pursue these things. Are we pursuing them from a place of lacking, of needing happiness? Or are we engaging with life from a place of presence, from a place where joy can simply emerge, unforced? Watts encouraged us to examine this deeply ingrained habit, to see how this constant striving for happiness actually works against us. He suggested that true joy emerges when we stop striving, when we stop trying to control or manipulate our feelings, when we embrace the full spectrum of human experience. This means accepting the ups and downs, the light and the dark. It means understanding that life is a dynamic process, not a static state, and that trying to pin down one feeling, like happiness, is futile. It's like trying to grasp water with an open hand. The harder you try, the more it slips away. This concept challenges the very foundation of our well-being. It asks us to reconsider what happiness truly means, and how we go about finding it, or rather, allowing it. The pursuit of happiness as a self-defeating endeavor is a powerful lens. It helps us understand why so many of us feel adrift, why we feel a deep sense of unease even when everything seems fine. It's because we're constantly looking outside ourselves for fulfillment, instead of recognizing that true joy is an inside job. It's about cultivating a different relationship with our minds, a relationship where we observe the craving, but don't blindly follow it. This understanding is the first step towards a different path, a path that leads not to elusive happiness, but to genuine joy, a joy that is resilient, present, and deeply authentic. Think about it. What would your life be like if you truly let go? If you stopped feeling the need to constantly be happy? What space would open up for a different kind of experience? Perhaps peace, acceptance, and a profound sense of connection. This is the invitation Watts extends to us. An invitation to step off the hamster wheel and discover a richer, more vibrant way of living. What truly fuels this endless craving within us? It's often a deep-seated misunderstanding of reality itself. We tend to see the world as a collection of separate things, discrete objects, distinct events, isolated experiences. This fragmented view leads to a sense of incompleteness, because if everything is separate, then we must be separate too. And being separate implies a perpetual state of lacking something. This feeds directly into the pursuit of happiness as a self-defeating endeavor. Because if happiness is out there, then we must constantly reach for it. We must acquire it, hold on to it, defend it from slipping away. Watts called this the myth of the isolated ego, the idea that I am a distinct entity, separate from everything else. And this I must then go out and get what it needs to be happy. But what if this fundamental separation is an illusion? What if we are not isolated fragments, but integral parts of a larger whole? Think about waves in the ocean. Do you see each wave as a separate entity? Or do you understand that it's just a temporary form of the water itself? The wave rises, crests, and then dissolves back into the ocean. It doesn't get water. It is water in a particular manifestation. Similarly, Watts suggested that we are not separate from the universe. We are expressions of the universe, just as the wave is an expression of the ocean. When we mistakenly believe in our fundamental separateness, we inevitably experience a state of being spiritually restless, because we're always trying to bridge this perceived gap. We're always trying to connect with something outside ourselves, something we believe will complete us or make us whole. This fuels the cycle of desire and dissatisfaction. We desire something, we get it, and for a brief moment, we feel complete. But then the illusion of separateness reasserts itself, and the craving for the next thing begins anew. This restless searching is exhausting, isn't it? It leaves us feeling perpetually unsatisfied, because the search itself is based on a false premise. It's like a fish searching for water, not realizing it's already swimming in it. Watts didn't advocate for passivity or inaction. He wasn't suggesting we should stop engaging with the world. Rather, he urged us to shift our perception, our fundamental understanding, to see ourselves not as isolated selves manipulating the world, but as the world itself, acting and experiencing through us. This isn't just a philosophical abstraction. It has profound implications. If you realize you are not separate, the need to get happiness diminishes, because you are already an expression of the underlying joy of existence. Joy isn't something external to be acquired. It's an inherent quality of being when we stop resisting it. This requires a radical shift in our relationship with control. We often try to control our emotions, our circumstances, our future. We believe that by exerting enough control, we can guarantee happiness. But Watts would argue that true joy often emerges from letting go, from surrendering to the flow of life, rather than fighting against it. Do you ever find yourself trying to force a feeling? Trying to make yourself happy, or positive, or calm? And how often does that actually work for more than a fleeting moment? This forceful approach, this intense struggle, creates tension. It prevents us from simply being present with what is. And it's in this present moment, unburdened by craving, that joy resides. It's not about being ecstatic all the time. It's about a deep, underlying sense of peace and contentment. A recognition of the wonder and beauty of simply existing, even amidst life's challenges and uncertainties. This understanding transforms our relationship with suffering too. If suffering is seen as an inherent part of the pattern of existence, like the troughs that accompany the waves, it's not something to escape. It's something to experience, to learn from, to integrate. This doesn't mean becoming numb or indifferent. It means approaching all experiences with open awareness, rather than resisting some and clinging to others. This journey of shifting perspective takes practice, of course. It's about continually reminding ourselves of our interconnectedness, of the illusion of our absolute separateness, and gently releasing the grip of the endless craving. This is where true freedom begins. Freedom not from life, but within life. A freedom that allows for genuine joy to blossom. Unforced, unconditioned, and ever-present. It's about realizing that you are already what you seek. You are already an expression of the very joy you pursue. This shift can fundamentally alter how you experience every day. It can transform your relationship with yourself, others, and the world. Imagine the peace that comes with no longer chasing, no longer constantly feeling like something is missing. This is the profound promise of Watts' philosophy. It's a call to wake up to the reality that is already here. A reality vibrant with life, with wonder, with inherent joy. If this endless craving is so central to our discomfort, how do we begin to counteract it? How do we step off that relentless treadmill? Watts suggested that the key lies not in fighting the craving. Rather, it is in understanding it deeply. To see it for what it is, a pattern of thought, a habit of mind. It's like trying to push water upstream. It only creates more resistance. Instead, we learn to observe the craving without judgment. We recognize it when it arises. Ah, there's that wanting again. This active observation creates a crucial space. It's a space between the impulse of desire and your automatic reaction to it. This space is where true freedom from the cycle of desire and dissatisfaction begins. This freedom directly counters the pursuit of happiness as a self-defeating endeavor. Because you're no longer automatically compelled to chase. You're no longer driven by the belief that happiness is out there. One powerful practice Watts advocated is simply being present. This sounds simple, but it's profoundly challenging in our busy world. Being present means focusing your attention entirely on the current moment. Not on what just happened or what might happen next, but simply on the sensations, sounds, and sights of now. When you wash dishes, truly wash the dishes. Feel the warmth of the water, the texture of the soap. Notice the gleam of the plate. When you drink your coffee, taste every single drop. Notice the aroma, the temperature, the flavor. This practice grounds you, pulling your attention away from future longings. It disrupts the mind's tendency to always be somewhere else. And it helps diminish that feeling of being spiritually restless. Because restlessness thrives on future orientation, on what's lacking. Another crucial aspect is embracing uncertainty, rather than resisting it. Our craving often stems from a desire for control and predictability. We want to know what's coming, to secure our happiness in advance. But life, by its very nature, is unpredictable, isn't it? It's a flow, a dance of knowns and unknowns. Watts brilliantly discussed this in The Wisdom of Insecurity. He argued that true security doesn't come from certainty. It comes from our capacity to adapt, to flow with the uncertainty. When we try to force certainty, we create immense internal tension. This tension feeds the perpetually unsatisfied feeling. Because reality inevitably deviates from our carefully planned expectations. Can you imagine what it feels like to truly relax into not knowing? To trust that you can navigate whatever life presents. This isn't about apathy. It's about a deep, quiet confidence. A confidence that frees you from the exhausting need to control everything. This also means accepting that negative emotions are part of life. Sadness, anger, frustration, they are all natural human experiences. The craving often urges us to escape these feelings, to only seek pleasure. But by resisting these natural parts of the human experience, we only amplify their power over us. Watts would say, embrace the whole spectrum of experience. Allow these feelings to pass through you, like clouds in the sky. Without judgment, without attachment, without craving them away. This profound acceptance is a cornerstone of true joy. It's not about ignoring pain, but about integrating it into the tapestry of life. This practice requires courage, a willingness to be vulnerable, to feel what's present, even if it's uncomfortable. But in this acceptance, you find a deep, unshakable peace. A peace that isn't dependent on external conditions being perfect. This isn't about being happy all the time. It's about finding a deeper, more resilient state of being. A state where joy can naturally arise and subside like breath. Watts' philosophy invites us to play, to experiment with awareness, to see if we can catch ourselves in the act of craving. And then gently, kindly, let go of the urgency behind it. It's a lifelong practice, a continuous process of awakening. But the rewards are immeasurable, genuine presence, profound peace, and the quiet understanding that true joy is already within you. It's not something to be acquired, but something to be uncovered. If you're finding value in this discussion, please consider subscribing. And tell us in the comments below, what is one craving you're willing to observe today? What small step can you take towards genuine contentment? This journey of letting go can transform your life. It can free you from the endless pursuit and allow you to finally experience true joy. As we delve deeper into this profound philosophy, how do we practically apply it? How do we actually stop this endless craving in our daily lives? It begins with a radical shift in our understanding of time itself. We often live as if the past and future are more real than the present moment. We dwell on past regrets or anxiously anticipate future events. But Watts reminds us that the past is just a memory, the future a projection. The only reality, the only place where life actually happens, is right now. This present moment awareness is the antidote to the pursuit of happiness as a self-defeating endeavor. Because if happiness is only found in the future, it can never truly arrive. It's always deferred, always just out of reach, in that "I'll be happy when." But joy, true joy, is inherently a present moment phenomenon. It arises from fully inhabiting the here and now. Think about simple pleasures, a warm cup of tea, a beautiful sunset. The joy in these moments isn't found in anticipating them or remembering them. It's found in fully experiencing them as they unfold. This focus on the present helps us break free from the cycle of desire and dissatisfaction, because the mind is less prone to wander into what's missing. It's engaged with what is currently abundant, what is currently here. Another powerful practice is cultivating a sense of gratitude, not as a forced cheerfulness, but as a genuine appreciation for existence. Even for the seemingly mundane, the ordinary aspects of life. When you truly appreciate what you have, the need for more diminishes. This directly counters the feeling of being perpetually unsatisfied. It shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, from wanting to having. Do you ever pause to truly feel grateful for your breath, for the simple act of seeing, hearing, or feeling? These are not small things. They are the very fabric of life. Watts also encouraged us to embrace the paradoxical nature of life. That light exists because of darkness, sound because of silence, pleasure because of pain, happiness because of sorrow. To try to have one without the other is to deny the whole. It's like trying to have the peak of a wave without the trough. This resistance to the full spectrum of experience feeds the craving. It leaves us feeling spiritually restless, always fighting reality. But when we accept this inherent duality, a profound peace emerges. We stop resisting what is and instead flow with it. This doesn't mean becoming passive or accepting injustice. It means approaching life with an open heart and mind, allowing all experiences to be part of the rich tapestry of being. This acceptance is a radical act of liberation. It frees us from the exhausting fight against what is, and it allows a natural, unforced joy to surface. This isn't about striving for happiness, but allowing joy to emerge. Like a flower blooming when conditions are right, naturally. It's about creating those internal conditions through presence and acceptance. This path is not about grand gestures or dramatic changes. It's about small, consistent shifts in how you perceive and engage with life. It's about slowing down, paying attention, and truly being here. Consider this. What is one small thing you can fully immerse yourself in today? Perhaps a meal, a walk, a conversation? Just for a few moments, be entirely present with it. Feel its texture, hear its sounds, experience its essence. This is where the magic begins, where true joy unfolds. This isn't just theory, it's a practice for living. A way to transform your relationship with happiness, and to finally find the deep, abiding joy that has always been within you. You might find more insights in the free ebook in the pinned comment below. It offers practical exercises to cultivate present moment awareness and to release the grip of endless craving. Now, how do we truly integrate this wisdom into our daily lives? It's about shifting from the idea of something to the experience of it. The endless craving often keeps us living in our heads, constantly analyzing, planning, and judging rather than simply living. Watts called this getting caught in the net of words and definitions. We define happiness, then we chase that definition. But real joy is an experience that transcends words. It's found in the direct, unfiltered encounter with life. This means practicing mindfulness not just as a meditation technique, but as a way of being in every moment. When you're eating, just eat. When you're walking, just walk. Notice the simple sensations, the pure experience, without commentary. This consistent presence chips away at the pursuit of happiness as a self-defeating endeavor. Because you're no longer constantly searching for a future state. You're finding contentment in the present one right here. This practice gently dismantles the cycle of desire and dissatisfaction. When you are fully present, the mind has less room for wanting. It's too engaged with the richness of what's already here. Consider your breath. It's always with you, always in the present. When you feel yourself getting caught in craving, simply return to your breath. Feel it entering and leaving your body, a constant anchor to the now. This simple act can be incredibly powerful for feeling less spiritually restless. It reconnects you to your deepest self, which is always at peace. It's the thinking, the wanting, that creates the restlessness. Another key aspect is embracing the journey, not just the destination. In our goal-oriented society, we often value the outcome above all else. But Watts suggested that the joy is in the process itself. The joy of creating, of learning, of growing, regardless of the end result. This perspective liberates us from the pressure of perfection. It frees us from feeling perpetually unsatisfied if things don't go perfectly. Because the true value is in the living, the doing, the experiencing. Do you find joy in the process of your work, your hobbies, your relationships? Or are you always focused on the outcome, the next big achievement? Shifting this focus can bring immense relief and genuine satisfaction. It allows for an organic flow of joy, independent of external success. This also extends to our relationships with others. Often, we crave certain reactions, certain affirmations from people. This craving for external validation can be a huge source of unhappiness. But when you learn to appreciate others for who they are, as they are, without needing them to be different, a different kind of joy emerges. It's a joy born of acceptance, not of wanting or controlling. This is where true connection happens, beyond the superficial. It's about seeing the inherent value and uniqueness in each person, just as you are learning to see it in yourself. This journey is deeply personal, and it unfolds at its own pace. Be gentle with yourself as you explore these ideas. It's about noticing, observing, and gently redirecting your attention away from the endless chase and towards the richness of the present. For more insights and practical exercises, consider exploring the free ebook. You'll find it in the pinned comment below, a resource for deepening this understanding. And I invite you to share your reflections in the comments as well. What practices help you stay present and curb the craving? Your insights can help others on this shared path. This is the heart of Alan Watts' wisdom. Stop chasing, start living. And in that living, you will find a joy that transcends happiness. A joy that is profound, resilient, and always available. We've journeyed through the profound insights of Alan Watts. We've explored how our relentless pursuit of happiness as a self-defeating endeavor actually creates a state of spiritually restless unease. This endless striving often leaves us perpetually unsatisfied, caught in a relentless cycle of desire and dissatisfaction. Watts' wisdom offers us a liberating alternative to cease the futile chase and instead open ourselves to the true joy that emerges when we fully engage with the present moment. Think about it. How much energy have you expended trying to get happy? How many times have you felt that fleeting moment of joy, only for it to slip away, replaced by the next craving? This is the core of Watts' argument. Happiness, when pursued as a fixed state or an external acquisition, will always elude us. It's like trying to grasp a cloud. The harder you squeeze, the less you hold. The endless craving is a phantom limb, always feeling that something is missing, when in reality, the fullness of existence is already here now. The journey isn't about eradicating desire entirely, but about changing our relationship with it. It's about observing the craving without succumbing to its urgency. It's about recognizing that satisfaction isn't found in possessing more, but in experiencing what is. This means cultivating a deep appreciation for the mundane, the ordinary, the simple act of being alive. Can you find joy in the warmth of your morning coffee, the sound of rain, or the feeling of your feet on the ground? These moments, often overlooked in our rush for the next big thing, are where true contentment resides. Watts encourages us to see life not as a problem to be solved, but as a dynamic process, a spontaneous dance. Just as music isn't about reaching the final note, but about the beauty of the entire melody, life isn't solely about achieving goals, but about the richness of the journey itself. When we truly embrace this, the constant pressure to be happy dissipates. We become less concerned with the destination and more present in the unfolding of each step. This liberation from expectation allows an authentic, resilient joy to surface, a joy that isn't dependent on external circumstances. This isn't about passivity. It's about a highly engaged, aware way of living. It's about letting go of the inner struggle against reality, of wishing things were different. When we accept the full spectrum of life, the peaks and the valleys, the light and the shadow, we stop feeding the cycle of desire and dissatisfaction. We move from a state of being spiritually restless to one of deep inner peace. This peace isn't an absence of problems, but a profound understanding that you are fully capable of navigating whatever comes your way. Ultimately, Watts invites us to a radical reorientation of our being. He asks us to trust the flow of life, to see ourselves not as isolated individuals fighting against the current, but as integral parts of the current itself. When you realize you are not separate from the universe, the need to chase anything, including happiness, falls away. Because you are already an expression of the vibrant, unfolding joy of existence. This shift takes practice, patience, and a willingness to challenge deeply ingrained habits of thought. It's about continually returning to the present moment, observing the mind's incessant wanting, and gently letting go. The more you practice, the more you'll find that true joy isn't something you achieve. It's something you uncover, a natural state that emerges when you cease to block it with endless craving. If you're ready to dive deeper into these transformative concepts, remember to check out the free ebook mentioned earlier. You can find it in the pinned comment below this video. It is a resource designed to help you cultivate presence and release the grip of that endless craving. What profound insight from Alan Watts resonates most with you today? Share your thoughts and reflections in the comments below. Let's continue this conversation and build a community dedicated to finding true joy, not by chasing, but by simply being.